You hear something?
Have you guys heard of Streamboss? It's a new IPTV provider that gives you over 5,000 channels for only $20 a month.
Oh, cool!
$20 for live TV, local TV, movies, TV shows, pay-per-views, and so much more.
Huh? What?
If you have a Fire Stick, smart TV, or streaming device, then head on over to thestreamboss.com to begin your setup process.
mrecktv.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening with y'all, man? What's going on?
Salute.
First installment of the ReckNRIpShow. What's going on, Reck?
Yes, sir. Rip, what's happening, good brother? I'm good. And yourself?
Man, I'm blessed. Sun back outside. You know, it's a blessing to be here. You know what I'm saying? A lot to talk about this week, man. You know. So what's up with you? How's everything going on your end?
I'm blessed, my brother. You know what I mean? Just staying focused and keeping the energy good. You feel me?
Right. Well, let's get this shit on the road, man. You know, this is episode 1 of the ReckNRIpShow, and ultimately we're going to be talking about topics, you know, multiple topics that's trending in, you know, entertainment, news, media, and eventually we're going to, you know, reach out to the audience and get y'all opinions, you know, on the commentary as well. But today we're going to start off with the Rico case that everyone's talking about with Young Thug and Gunna.
Gunna, YSL.
Yep. It's a lot of discussions being had. As of today, Gunna has turned himself in. It's a lot of things being out here discussed in regards of gang culture, right? It's also seeming as if an attack on hip hop. You know, artists being more mindful of what they say. And these lyrics and what they putting out here in the visuals and the video, because according to the lady, right, the prosecutor, she was speaking as if, you know, social media is what helped solve all of this, man. They've been watching them for some years now. So what are your thoughts on this conversation of just, you know, the shift about rappers and, you know what I'm saying, and combined with, you know, the gang culture? Like, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I just think dudes now, you know, they need to know how to make that transition. Because the streets and music, it don't never coincide because it's two different worlds. You know what I mean? Like, I think I seen something on the gram the other day. It says the street dictates the music. The music don't dictate the street. Something to that effect.
Right, the environment around you. You know, it's a reflection of what you see. You know, Ice Cube spoke about that. You know what I'm saying? You want to change the content of rappers, you have to change the environment that we living in, that we exist in, you know? And that's the whole play on this, right? Because coincidentally, YSL isn't just the name of an organization, right, that they're alleging. You know, this is also the name of their record label, right? Young Stoner Life. Right. So it's kind of crazy how one coincides with the other, and some could feel like this is an attack just on them being black and rappers. We know you know how it is with police and hip hop cops within, you know, the culture of hip hop. Like, you know, do you feel like at any point is this an attack, you know, on rappers? You know,
definitely. Like they got to set, you know, some type of example, because I heard Atlanta. It's crazy out there, all the gang activity and you know, rappers kind of using the whole, let's just say, gang affiliation as, like, you know, a cover up for being rappers and stuff. So that's where the feds is at with it, or the, you know, I guess the local authorities, because this is not even a Fed case, right? Correct?
If I'm not mistaken, like, you know, we not court savvy over here, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to stick to the music aspect of it. Eventually we'll have some people come on for y'all to really articulate it in a way to where as though y'all can understand it, you know, because this is serious. These charges are serious. And if they got to spend years defending their name. You know, it's going to be extremely hard for them to come back out and regain the dominance that they have right now in the industry. And that's the point that people are trying to convey. Like, this isn't something that they'll be home next week. Like, we seen what happened with Pooh Shiesty. Like, Pooh Shiesty, another artist who was very popular, you know, was on the radio, getting a lot of streams, right? A lot of notoriety. Something happens where he has to go to jail. Now he's sitting for another few years. There's no guarantee that when he come home, the fans are going to embrace him like they did when he was on top of the game. So it's so many different ways to really look at this. But for the most part, you know, yesterday there was footage of his father speaking out, saying that, you know, Young Thug is innocent. His lawyers have come forward, you know. So eventually we're going to have to sit back and see what it is exactly that they have. But so far, from what I researched with Gunna, they've used a lyric that he spoke in one of the videos that he done. So again, he on, you know, does this infringe on, you know, the First Amendment, you know, being able to mask this behind entertainment? Because again, you know, actors don't have these problems. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
And they be holding the biggest guns. They be, you know, explosions, doing the most wildest. But, you know, when you see him in the market, they don't expect him to be Rambo. They don't expect him to be, you know, he just an actor. That was what he did at that time. And now he's moved on to a project. So, you know, it's still a form of art, but we can't be stupid here, y'all. We can't be literally committing crimes and then talking about it on social media and then in your music. And then when they use it against you, you trying to, you know, wave the First Amendment flag, you know?
But that's the double standard with rap. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like on one end, you got the street saying, oh, he don't really live that life. You know what I'm saying? And then on the other end, you got the feds and the local authorities. Look what he said on this record. You know what I mean? Trying to tie their case into the lyrics.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's a double standard for rappers opposed to actors and entertainers, other entertainers.
So that also means that, you know, the pressure from fans, right? And feeling like we support those who seem real in the music. This isn't nothing new before. You know, even gang affiliation in the culture, hip hop, it's not always bad. You know, some of these brothers out here, they employed a security, you know, they actually trying to create a positive image to the gang culture. But at the same time, real life stuff like this is happening. And, you know, it's hard for the brothers trying to put a positive spin on gangs and people trying to change their life. And, you know, coming from hardship to now, a culture has been, you know, created where entertainers is committing crimes and masking it and, you know, putting it in the music, kind of just parading their victories as if no one's paying attention. You know, this isn't just music. You know, what about Clubhouse? What about some of these other spaces where people are just freely talking, right? Of all the things they've done in their past, and you know, it's a perfect segue to, you know, someone next we can talk about. But
definitely. Let's go there.
Listen, you know, talking about Clubhouse, this is another question that I wonder, like, who's storing all of the data? We've gotten so many clips and videos and footage and content. Shout out to Clubhouse and the content creators over there, because I know they work extremely hard to present the stuff that we go through, we edit, we try to create content around it. But the question is, man, like, will they eventually start, you know, incriminating people on Clubhouse? You know, there's been things said, Wack100, you know, there's certain things that's been said on these platforms where the regular people see this, you know, someone alleged that they have tapes and all of this stuff. And
I'm pretty sure they archiving a lot of that audio, if not all of it. I'm pretty sure. So
all platforms, not just Clubhouse, Snapchat, Instagram. Just because it disappeared, don't think they don't have it on record or on file. Because they do.
Definitely.
And you got all these fake pages that, you know, send you a friend request every day. You don't know who these people is. Ghost accounts. They got 3 posts, no pictures. You see all these little fake, little nude accounts with little fake women on there. I be blocking all that stuff because again, you don't know. Come on, you know, these could be them people. You don't know who watching. You know, so this is what happens when you just thirsty for attention. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when people committed crimes off camera. Now it's like the opposite now. Like we got to show you exactly how we did it.
Man, it's crazy what's going on social media, man. You got people telling you, oh, I got tapes on this one, or yo, I mean, it's like flat out extortion, like on, you know, out in the open, like, I mean, crazy, like on Front Street, like.
No, real shit. And to talk about, you know, Wack100. Now the latest chapter into, you know, when Wack, you know, does what he does on Clubhouse. We hear about it every week. He's talking about something that's, you know, stirs the pot, keeps the controversy going. But in this week's episode, it's him and Jay Prince. You know, earlier, I think 2 days ago, Jay Prince went on his Instagram, pretty much sending out a video responding to Wack100 and these claims that he's made about
the Larry
having,
Hoover footage.
You know, having the possession of the Larry Hoover footage, him and a young lady. And basically Jay Prince is saying this man is a liar and that, you know, they obtained this footage, you know, illegally. And eventually Wack, you know, responded instantly. You know, the video wasn't up for no more than about probably half hour to an hour. And Wack responded with a thread, an exchange between him, Jay Prince, in which, you know, a price was being negotiated on being able to retain that footage back. So people are already speculating that, you know, things are getting ready to boil over with Jay Prince, man. What are your thoughts on, you know, the conversations being had around this?
Man, it's looking like it may go left. It looked like it may go left in those streets because reputations is being how can I say, tarnished. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he straight up embarrassed Jay Prince, like, you know, verbally, like not, he didn't you know, he can't take away from Jay Prince's legacy and what he did, but just in terms of as a man, you know, just very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like saying things like, I knock blood out. You know what I'm saying? and all that mob talk and mob ties and, you know what I mean? Stuff like that is like, wow. You know, and how we get here, if you're discussing Larry Hoover footage and getting Larry out, how we get to you knocking Jay Prince out? Like I'm a little lost.
I mean, you know, I obviously, you know, once Wack heard about this video and seen that, you know, however he got the news, you know, it struck him in a way he had to respond immediately. Then he doubled down when he got on Clubhouse to let it be known, you know, that it could go wherever Jay Prince want to take it. You know what I'm saying? But for those that question what kind of footage does he have, you know, apparently he has like a 5-hour documentary, a jail documentary of just, I guess, Larry Hoover discussing a lot of things that ultimately came true. You know, this is what, 20 years ago or something of that nature. So it's an old joint that he probably shopping around to other platforms. And ultimately Jay Prince is saying this footage could, you know, help this man come home, you know what I'm saying, be released from jail. Exactly. So it's a lot of things being weighed on this footage that they have here. So I guess, you know, what does Larry Hoover want? What does his family want? What do they, you know what I'm saying? This is why I'm not a fan of speaking on certain politics or business on social media and YouTube. Certain things are just left for the business room. You know what I'm saying? Like we that stuff right there, that could have been a potential thing where they all could have came to a resolve for the best interest of his, you know, the family. So now everybody's discussing, you know, their business and what's best and what works for what. You know, I don't know how close Wack100 is to the family. You know what I mean? They just tell us these things and we hear it. Some people agree because they're fans of Wack, and some people like us, we sit back and be like, well, shit, you know, is this shit true? You know, we can't really confirm it until the stories come out.
Definitely. I mean, but you mean to tell me they couldn't do a 3-way between Larry Hoover, Jay Prince, and Wack100? Or they both go see that man? Like he can't get visits? Like help me understand. Larry Hoover can't get visits?
That's a good point.
I don't know all the ins and outs with his case and all that. You know what I mean?
Well, from the outside looking in, right? Because we obviously don't know. It seems as if Wack wants to go in one direction and Jay Prince wants to go in another direction.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? And both parties is refusing to come to a common ground because at this point, it's been publicly stated that they don't like each other. They don't rock with each other.
Yep.
So, now it's all about ego.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to go left.
And at this point, that's why I said, if I'm Wack, of course, he probably just fresh off saying a video. He on one. He like, fuck it, turn on the clubhouse. It's ready, it's ready to get lit. We ready to go trend like we normally do. You know what I'm saying? They call him a marketing genius over there on Clubhouse now. That's what they saying. So shout out to what Wack got
the Oracle
going on.
over there. Wack100 is the Oracle over there, huh?
I mean, let's be real. Who else? It's a lot of conversations in different spaces on Clubhouse. I'm not ignorant to that, but in the space that we at, it seemed like Wack is the only one. He like the LeBron James. He just carrying the app along with the other creators, and that's what's funny. Like, there's good things about him, or at least the way that he puts himself out there. Like that whole space of Clubhouse and him helping out content creators create their own rooms. Like, we see that. But we also see this other shit too, where it's like we all coming from different backgrounds, different hoods. We got different politics, code of conduct, but universally, a lot of men of honor and standard are coming to agreement like, yo, this shit ain't right.
Facts.
So hopefully they can come to a resolve and it doesn't go crazy, because Jay Prince don't talk like that. He's very, like you said, calculated.
Be reserved, calculated.
Come on now. So, hey man, hopefully these brothers can come to a resolve and do what's best for the family. And because again, people we here for, they entertain the bullshit. They'll be tuned in every day this week, waiting to see what's the next move and what's the next installment to this chapter. So, how do you feel about Clubhouse? Like we said earlier, is that now about to be a new space where law enforcement could potentially start gathering information and creating cases on these crazy conversations on Clubhouse? What are your thoughts on that?
If they ain't doing it already. Because the rhetoric that's coming from over there, it's like, nah, he ain't just say that. He ain't just say he got a tape on this person and this, that, and the third, and they're going to have to pay this and blood. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah. Y'all be thinking these rappers is this, that, and the third. But I got a tape on old boy, and you know what I'm saying? Like, especially with that whole the Nip situation, that was crazy, man. That was man, listen. That was so disrespectful. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, listen, what was that about?
I mean, man. That's what I mean. It's at this point, it's obvious that he does these things to get people, emotionally invested. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a form of entertainment. And for legal purposes, we'll just say all of that's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say that he just talking shit. You know what I mean? Because you know how the internet, y'all dry snitching. No. They be doing this.
But is he? Nah.
I'm talking about us. I'm talking about us. As we having this conversation, the audience be so gullible and say, "Damn, Reck and Rip, y'all dry snitch." No, sir. They on there hours and hours of the day.
We going off the information that was already put out there publicly. Nah, that's different. Like, this is, when somebody say, "Oh, I got a tape on blood," you know what I'm saying, and they looking, to get cashed out on it. We know what that is. You know what I'm saying? I got to spell it out for you. EXT. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's sad. It's sad, man.
You're filling the rest of the blanks. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. Like, today it's rappers. Nigga, eventually it's going to trickle down to the smallest person on social media. Eventually it's going to come down to censorship. Of course, common sense would tell you not to do things on social media that could get you incriminated. Like, we got to draw a line. There has to be a line that people just will not cross. And right now, there's just, it's limitless. There's no line. People just doing however they feel. And some of these apps are not the places to, these conversations need to be had. There was once upon a time where you show up, I don't know about you in NY, but here in Baltimore, we show up at the barbershop Saturday morning, bright early, should be at the shop at 6:37 in the morning. And it'd be like a club, bunch of niggas in there, everybody getting their hair cut and everybody, and this is 6:37 in the morning. We ain't talking about, children, these grown men that work, fathers of households bringing their children there to, so now this is a safe space where men can have these conversations and not feel like, oh, we on public platforms now. No, they want to have those private, intimate conversations on public platforms, and people get triggered when they hear certain things. Now, we don't know how the family of Nipsey, heard the info of this tape existing, or just the claims like this is where real life, comes into play versus the play that they in here, the bullshit they like to, mess around with in Clubhouse. Like, it has to be a line. It has to be some type of limit to this shit.
This is way beyond barbershop talk. You know what I'm saying? Because even in the barbershop, it was certain things in the street that was kept in the street. You understand? So if we're going to talk about hip hop, they had to talk about, Jay-Z's better than Nas, or, vice versa. Drake is better than Kendrick, or Kendrick better than Drake. That type of talk. You know what I mean? Niggas wasn't talking about, at the time, Dame Dash got the tapes on, Diddy. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Nah, real shit. Real shit.
It was about hip hop, but now this is something different right here. You know what I mean? The whole undertone is all the way negative, and at the same time, it's like the stuff they talking about. Man, like how is dudes comfortable with it? Like you know what I'm saying? Because shit like that, blackmail and extortion, they don't play with that. Like they hit you with some football numbers on that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, eventually they're gonna start making gang members as terrorists, and you get caught with a flag, you done. So it's like this whole lifestyle where you want to blur the lines, you better think twice. If you really want to commit crimes and then be a rapper in the daytime, okay, be ready for the consequences that come your way. And I do think it's unfortunate that rap is, open targets, but at the same time, come on, man. If they pulling out the whole lyrics and you talking about what you did, what time you did it, where you left the body, I mean, you bringing it on yourself, and it's hard to have that sympathy for an individual that was, that idiotic to put themselves in a space in a place like that. So whether it's Clubhouse, social media, just leave that. If you the kids at home right now, just leave the crime alone. Stick to the books. Stick to the school. It's okay to go to school and be intelligent and not partake in alcohol and drugs. It's okay. It's all right.
Go to school, be an engineer, be a tech savvy, guru, a
YouTuber. Whatever you want. It's so many. The opportunities is endless for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And we all grew up listening to hip hop, right? But it comes a point where as though when you get old enough to have a family, have kids, and it's like, I don't want them living that lifestyle. If you're my child, I don't want you being a part of that or being a target because you're doing something that you love to do. And that's where it's messed up, because there are artists, in the realm of hip hop that love to do this. It's in their soul, they creatives, and they don't really understand that culture. So, like I said, just be more mindful of what's going on these social media platforms, because they coming. So y'all stay tuned for the new installment of that. But let's switch over to this Vivca Fox, topic where she pretty much responded to the news of the passing of Kevin Samuels and basically calling his death karma. Now, of course,
disrespecting the day.
Come on, man. Not even. Let's go back to when the news was announced. I mean, not even a whole day. It was trending on Twitter. People were celebrating the news of the passing of Kevin Samuels. What was your thoughts when you heard that, my brother?
Man, when I heard the news, I was in disbelief at first. You text me actually, and put me on, and then you called me. He's like, "Yo, did you hear about this?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm out the loop." You know what I mean? So I was a little confused because it's like Twitter had the whole rollout to this man's death. Like they had all that information. Like when we found out the information from his mother and NBC, that information was already out there. So, but we was trying to see if it was official or not.
Right. Facts, right.
He passed away from cardiac arrest and all this other stuff. Like all that information was official from the gate. So when I got wind of it, I'm like, damn, I don't know if it's official, but at the same time, I want to keep the people up to speed. So that's why I went live, and I was, kind of like just breaking down all the tweets and showcasing what was going on in the Twitter world and showing the memes and everybody celebrating this man passing, and it wasn't even official yet. So that right there, it really bothered me. I was like, damn, they celebrating. They don't even know if it's official or not. You know what I mean?
And on the other aspect of it is just, it's disappointing to know that, women specifically, like Vivca out here happy, celebrating publicly, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's no man, let alone black man, that would be, treated with that type of energy. Like, they would try to cancel a black man out here celebrating the news of a black woman passing away. So this is the conversations. These type of actions is what led to the uprise, right, of a Kevin Samuels, because there's a void that needed to be filled, and he filled that void. And helping people understand whether you was a woman, a man, he opened the dialogue and the conversation for better understanding. And for the people that don't watch all the videos and watch all his episodes, it's not fair to judge him based on clips that other people post to get the views that go viral. Y'all got to really go watch it in its full entirety. I'm not saying he was bashing black women, because to be real, I didn't watch all his episodes, but I'm smart enough to know how this media space is. And they're going to clip it in a way. You know what I'm saying? They're going to take them out of context because they want you to click the video. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to y'all to do y'all due diligence. And Vivca, if you're going to be on a public platform, I say the same to you. You got to do your due diligence. Go watch the whole damn clip. Don't just react to a clip you've seen on your timeline and make this insensitive remark on his passing like he doesn't have a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all. You want respect, you got to give it. You know what I'm saying? She's in her 50s, so it comes off like you're a little bitter, you're upset, because maybe it struck a chord in what he said. Maybe you one of the women that he was speaking and referring to.
Man.
So
maybe she was looking in the mirror.
Come on. So now you want to hit below the belt, not realizing this is poor time. It ain't even been a whole week, a whole day. Y'all dancing and celebrating. Like, come on, man. Don't y'all say y'all care about y'all brothers, right? Y'all sons and nephews. Don't y'all love us the way? Come on now. Y'all got to reciprocate that same energy. So that's why I look at the men who jump on board with it. And I say, fella, come on now. We got to unite. This ain't about, trying to keep the energy that Kevin Samuels started, but it was a reason that he was here. And if we're going to allow women to do stuff like that, it's going to continue to create an environment. We don't need that. We don't need that at all, man.
Correct, King. I agree.
So, Vivca, do better, please. These platforms that just be bashing men just for content, come on, y'all. Because if it was one of them fresh and fit, y'all was all up in their ass talking about black women. So come on, y'all. Let's be consistent with it. You feel me? But we got a couple minutes left to wrap it up for y'all. This is just the first installment. We're gonna be banging y'all in the head with more. But let's sign off with this Kendrick Lamar, man. He dropped the video, right? The visuals been going crazy. He's been like the single, what is it? Heart Part 5, right? The 5th installment. The video's crazy, man. What were your thoughts when you seen the visuals, brother, on that video?
I was blown back by the visuals. With him using the individuals that he used. It was Kobe Bryant, Jussie Smollett, however you say his name.
Right.
OJ, Neighborhood Net.
Neighborhood.
It was somebody else.
Kanye.
Kanye.
Yep. And OJ. So, you said OJ, right?
Yeah, I said OJ. And I'm, so looking at the video, I'm like, wow, those some powerful, figures to be emulating, you know what I'm saying? But you got to listen to the lyrics, but at the same time, you watching the video. So when you listen to the lyrics, it kind of makes sense why he chose the individuals he chose. You know what I mean? But it's like that song, you would have to listen to it like 5 times to really get to all the layers.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of playback value. And,
yeah, definitely.
The album comes out 13th. We got 2 more days, y'all. So It's coming, and I think it's a lot of expectations going into this. It's been a whole 5 years since we heard from the man, and I'm ready. That's why I ain't really jumped out there yet, because I want to hear the whole album. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that was powerful. That single, that right there was epic right there.
Nah, real shit,
that's
man.
art. That's art. You don't see that art in the game right now. And Kendrick, he looking like he on top of the food chain right now.
Listen, man, y'all had y'all 5 years. It's up now. We can ready to see what's coming next. So we're gonna see Friday. But I'm signing out for y'all. Shout out to Monique. She just got brought on to BMF. She gonna be on season 2. She been getting blackballed a lot. So I just want to send a shout out. And yeah, man, y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all subscribe to the MREC. How you do your shit? How you do your shit? How you sign off again?
Y'all know the MREC room etiquette. Pound that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the Forgotten Kings TV 2.0 YouTube.
MRECktv.